behind the plate, Perez is the catcher, with Jared Akins winding out the starting 9 for Missoula. He is the right fielder. So that's how the Paddleheads will go at it offensively. On the hill this evening is the lefty Austin Croson. First pitch to the switch-hitting Braden Daniel. Fastball, it misses the outside, and we're underway at 7:12 local time. So once again, a few minutes early. We were a few minutes early last night as well. Braden Daniel in the box. The 1-0 pitch from Croson. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball on the inside to even up the count. Austin Croson making his 4th start here of 2022. 1-0 record with a 5.40 ERA. Croson will move the ball quite a bit. 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses the outside. Makes it count 2 balls and a strike. Fastball will sit around 87 to 90 miles an hour. He'll move it to both sides of the plate. Fastball command early in the count will be very important for the lefty tonight. The 2-1 pitch from Croson is a bouncing ball over the top of the mound, backhanding it. Behind second base is O'Connor throwing high, and Daniel beats it out. So that's an infield single for Braden Daniel. Just a high hopper right over the top of the mound. Good effort from McLean O'Connor, gloving it behind the bag. Made an off-balance throw to first. Just couldn't quite get it there in time to get Braden Daniel. Once again, Braden Daniel, thorn in the side for the Missoula Paddleheads. That's his 5th hit of the series. Game 1, touchdown, he reached base 6 times alone. As the new guy, Miles McKissick, steps in and he fouls one off to the right. Miles McKissick has appeared in 1 game for Great Falls, a pinch runner, but this is first real game action in terms of swinging the bat. Has not had an AB with the Voyagers this year. Does have some professional experience. He was drafted by the Rangers organization back in 2017. Bounced around their system in 2017 and 2018. Then went and played at the college level as well after that. His last appearance playing baseball was back in 2021 last year with Georgia Gwinnett, a very strong NAIA team. They won the national championship that year. McKissick on that championship team hit .309 as he cuts and misses at the 0-1 pitch, knee high on the outer half, makes the count 0-2. So we've seen Adam Oviedo start for the majority of the time for this Great Falls club at shortstop. McKissick in there tonight. 0-2, Daniel on at first, just underway, top of the first. The pitch on the way from Croson is a fastball that misses outside. Defensively, Missoula looks like this. We'll take a look at the defensive alignment. Starting the outfield, Brandon Riley in left, Lamar Sparks in center with Akins in right. That's your outfield from left to right. Cam Thompson at third base with Watley at short. The 1-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Fastball on the outer half, blows it by him for strike 3. So that's out number 1 here in the top of the first inning. Gave you the left side of the infield. Reiterate, Cam Thompson at third, Kevin Watley at shortstop. Right side occupied by McLean O'Connor at second, Jason Newman at first, Henderson Perez in the squat doing the catching for the lefty Croson. First pitch, runner takes off. Breaking ball down low for a strike, throw down, not close to in time. Braden Daniel got a great jump and steals second base easily. Got a great pitch to run on as well with Atwood in the box. It was a breaking ball, the low part of the zone. So you combine those two things, a breaking pitch along with a ball that Daniel got a good jump on. Easy stolen bag with 1 out here in the top of the first. Andy Atwood, a .351 average, entering action tonight. The 0-1 delivery is just inside. 1 ball, 1 strike count. One player that is not in the starting 9 tonight, Riley Jepson, player that's been very productive this season, is in the top 5 in the Pioneer in batting average over .420, getting the night off tonight. 1-1 pitch to Atwood. A ground ball left side. Goes off the glove of Watley and into left field. They're going to wave in Braden Daniel, and he is going to score easily. And just like that, the Voyagers jump ahead 1-0. So a ground ball to the left side. And I think if that ball actually didn't go off the glove of Watley, I think you would have seen Daniel stay put at third. But once you saw that kind of carry him off to the left, so to speak, it allowed Daniel to come in to score. And the Voyagers, for the second time in this series, have a lead right out of bed in the top of the first. As Michael Deeb will now step in with a man at first and 1 gone. First pitch is a swing and a miss. Both hits in this inning, not really all that well struck off the bat on the ground, but just hit to the right spot. And that's something that Michael Schlack touched on with me as well. That seems like Great Falls just is able to time and time again place the ball in the right spot. Just hit them where they ain't, so to speak, and often in different situations. So that's kind of an interesting thing to follow, and you've seen it in this inning. A high hopper over the top of the mound, an infield hit, and a seeing eye ground ball on the left side to get a run home. 0-1 pitch misses up high. Also the aggressiveness by the Voyagers as well on the bases. Stealing bags. They have over 30 stolen bases as a team already on the year. Braden Daniel got himself into scoring position on the stolen bag, and that ended up being an important play as the 1-1 pitch breaks down and off the plate to Michael Deeb. Michael Deeb had a great night in Game 1, reaching base 5 times. Had 1 hit last night, overall 3 for 6 in the series. 273 overall average for the returner from a season ago. Runner takes off 2-1. It's a ball up high, throw down to second base, and there's another stolen bag as Andy Atwood slides in safely. Pitch was up to Michael Deeb as well, so the count is 3-1. First base unoccupied. Croson right out of bed is laboring against this Voyager attack. Good hitters count for Deeb. This is a lefty-lefty matchup. Atwood taking off for third. Throw down to third base is up the left field line. Michael Deeb takes the walk. That's going to bring Atwood in from third base as well on the wild throw from Perez. So it's 2-0 Voyagers. So an ugly start to this game here in this inning. Paddleheads have got to get a handle on the Voyagers on the bases. Whole infield is going to come together now as well to talk about this. As the Voyagers obviously have just seen something with either the delivery with Croson or the alignment of the Paddleheads defense. It's made it easy for them to steal bags, and that's just something they're going to have to clean up to this point. So 2-0 Great Falls right out of bed, as Colin Runge will now step into the box. Runge hit a home run in last night's game, his second of the year. First pitch on the way, knee-high strike on the inside portion. Makes the count 0-1. If you're Croson, that's where you got to live, with your fastball early in the count. At the knees to either corner, jump ahead 0-1. That will be so important for him tonight. The 0-1 will not come as Croson will toss over to first to check on Deeb. Oh and 1 with 1 out. Thanks to some aggressive base running in this inning, the Voyagers right out of the chute. A 2-0 lead. 0-1 pitch on the way is a high hopper towards third. Thompson will throw it to O'Connor at second, on to first, and that's a double play. Big double play ball. Austin Croson likes it. Clappin coming off the mound. But the Voyagers do tally 2 in this half inning, and they grab a 2-0 advantage headed to the home half of the first. More action from the ballpark coming up. We'll roll on after this.
Bell Pipe and Tobacco Shop presents Mystery Mask.
Oh, Otis, it's been 2 years since I've been in your shop. How I've missed you. Have you missed me?
Who are you?
Oh, I guess I've come to like how my mask makes me so mysterious. Can you guess who I am?
Can you buy a cigar?
Oh, Otis, I can't mask my true feelings. You know I'll buy whatever you desire.
The Bell Pipe and Tobacco Shop. The mystery continues. There.
This Saturday, June 18th, don't miss out on the Western Flea at Western Cider from 12 to 4. This pop-up shop will feature some of Missoula's hardest-working designers and artists selling jewelry, clothes, vintage, and more. The Western Flea at Western Cider is the best spot to find a curated selection of well-made goods and maybe something for Dad. While you're there, kick back and relax on the beautiful patio with a glass of cider and a cheese or charcuterie plate. Make an afternoon of it. Western Cider, 501 North California Street, Missoula.
Backed by popular demand, Ronald McDonald House hosts Food Trucks Friday. Each Friday through late August from 11 a.m. till 1:30 p.m. Stop by and enjoy lunch at the Ronald McDonald House in Missoula, just off Fort Missoula Road. A portion of the proceeds from lunch sales will be donated back to the house, and they're excited to welcome back Layla's Lemonade. This young entrepreneur is giving back to the Ronald McDonald House with her delicious lemonades with fresh basil, mint, or strawberries. Learn more at rmhcwesternmontana.org.
Last week on the ESPN Roundtable, the opposing coaches for this year's East-West Shrine Game. Bryce Carver of Hamilton for the West and Mark Sampson of Great Falls for the East.
I remember the olden days when, both teams used to suit up in Great Falls, practice in Great Falls for really 2 long weeks, and then, you play your game and stuff. And yeah, this is pretty special for me, closer,
Tune in to the ESPN Roundtable every Wednesday in the 5 o'clock hour on Is Now, brought to you by Paradise Falls.
ESPN Radio for Western Montana, KKVU HD3 Stevensville, and 102.9 FM on K275BS Missoula. This is live play-by-play on 102.9 ESPN Missoula, your home of the Missoula PaddleHeads.
Back in here for what is the bottom of the second inning. Kevin Watley to lead things off for Missoula. First 2 pitches have come into Kevin Watley, and they're both strikes. From Pablo Arevalo will be Watley, Thompson, and then O'Connor, looking to erase an early 2-0 deficit. Pitch from Arevalo is down below the knees to make the count 1-2. Kevin Watley looking to get off the schneid in this series. Comes in 0 for 9. Swinging it so far. The 1-2 pitch is just outside. Evens up the count. Average for Watley at 284. Take a look at the Great Falls defense in just a moment. Pablo Arevalo making his 3rd start already against Missoula. Ground ball left side to the glove of Eddie McCabe, the third baseman who throws across in time to record out number 1. So while Cam Thompson approaches the plate, let's look at the Voyager defensive alignment. Jake Malik is in left, Braden Daniel in center field with Derek Colbush in right. That's your outfield from left to right. Eddie McCabe at third with McKissick at shortstop on the left side of the infield. Andy Atwood, the second baseman. Deeb at first. Emmanuel doing the catching for the right-hander Arevalo, as Thompson takes one just off the plate with a fastball to make the count 1-0. Pablo Arevalo, pretty successful in terms of picking up wins so far. Early lead in the Pioneer League and victories, 3-0 record coming in, as this one is skied, foul territory, third base side. McCabe giving it a look over by the dugout. He reaches up and has enough room to make the catch. Well into foul ground behind the bullpen on the third base side, so 2 quick outs recorded in this half inning. McLean O'Connor will now step into the box. Pablo Arevalo has had, mentioned 2 starts, this being the 3rd against Missoula this year. Arevalo was very good in one of the outings, the other, not so much, as the first pitch to McLean O'Connor is a called strike in the outside. Arevalo ERA entering tonight, 4.12, 19 hits and 19 1/3, but only 2 walks in those frames. So that tells you Arevalo, guy that will mainly be around the zone, working his stuff left and right. The 0-1 pitch. This one a line shot to left field. A base hit for McLean O'Connor. With 2 outs, O'Connor takes a big turn, is actually going to try to go for 2, and he makes it. O'Connor tests the arm of Malik and left, and it works out. Just took off, didn't anticipate he would try to stretch that into a double, so the aggressive base running actually ends up working out for Missoula. That does put Arevalo into an interesting spot facing Jason Newman, because first base is open now. And Newman has been smoking hot in this series. Touched on the night he had a night ago. 2 homers, went 4 for 5. First pitch on the way, the line shot up the middle. Base hit for Newman. Here comes O'Connor around third. Daniel's throw will be cut off by Deeb and the Paddleheads. Cut into the Great Falls lead right out of bed themselves in the first inning. Score is now 2-1. Still the Voyagers out in front, but a good answer from the Paddleheads as Jason Newman stay hot. He is now 7 for 10 in this series. Incredible. And going back to action before he went on the inactive list as well, he's now 14 for his last 24 swinging the bat. As Lamar Sparks steps in and rips it deep center field. Going back is Daniel. He reaches up and makes the play on the run on the warning track for out number 3. But the Paddleheads do have a rebuttal here in the home half of the first.
Missoula Paddlehead Baseball on 102.9 ESPN Radio.
Back into the action here, Allegiance Field, Ogren Park. And we do have one change to let you know about. Anders Green has come into the game, and this is not good news, as McLean O'Connor apparently came up a bit lame, rounding third on that single from Jason Newman to bring him home. So maybe that injury bug striking McLean O'Connor once again. Struggled with a hamstring injury earlier this year. Hopefully that didn't just rear its ugly head once again for O'Connor, but he's out of the game. Now Anders Green out there at second. Pitch to Derek Colbush, a called strike on the outside. As we return here on ESPN Radio, Derek Colbush, the number 6 hitter in the order, so 6, 7, 8 coming up for Great Falls in the top of the second. Colbush, McCabe, and Nick Emanuel. The 0-2. This one a ground ball slowly hit to the left. Backhanded stop by Green, throws off balance, not in time. As Colbush will reach with an infield single. Very interesting in that looked almost exactly like the infield hit from Braden Daniel that started the 2-run rally in the last half inning. Just a slow roller to the left of the mound, not hit hard at all, but still a leadoff base runner for the Voyagers. So Eddie McCabe will step in. It must be frustrating for Croson as well. First pitch on the way is a breaking ball, grounded to Cam Thompson at third, throws to Green. That's one, on to first, to a double play. So right out of bed in this inning, see a leadoff man get on, and it's immediately wiped off the board thanks to a 5-4-3 double play. Double play has been Croson's best friend these first couple innings. He was able to induce one to end the first and gets one quick here in the second to record 2 outs. Bases empty, 2 away. Top of the second in a 1-run game. Nick Emanuel will now step in. Nick Emanuel, 2 hits in this series. Both came in game 1. Took in 0 for 4 last night. Came in mid-game in game 1 due to an injury to Tyler Krabby. Haven't seen Krabby since that injury in game 1 on Tuesday night. 7 for 36 overall in the season. The 1-0 pitch to Emanuel is fouled off to the left. Just tough to have to deal with the injury bug. One pitch, fastball right on the outer half, gets the call. 1 ball and 2 strikes, now the count. 2 outs, base is empty. Croson set up. Henderson Perez will put his target outside. The 1-2 pitch to Nick Emanuel is a line drive, left center field. Coming in is Brandon Riley. He dives and makes the catch in shallow left field, taking a hit away from Nick Emanuel. Nice play from Brandon Riley. 3 up, 3 down here in the top half of the second. Just about ready for the bottom half of the second inning will be Nick Gatewood getting this half inning started. Nick Gatewood, Brandon Riley, and then Henderson Perez in this half inning. So the 6, 7, 8 slots. Gatewood facing off with Arevalo. First pitch of the inning on the way is a fastball that misses up high. Count 1 ball and no strikes. Gatewood, 2 hits so far in the series. Arevalo works quick and he delivers the 1-0 that misses outside. 2 ball, no strike count. both teams on the board in the first inning. Great Falls going down in order in the second. 2-0 count to Gator. The pitch from Aravalo off the outside makes the count 3 balls and no strikes. So Aravalo kind of trying to hit that spot on the outside portion to Gatewood and has missed 3 times in a row. Coming with the 3-0 pitch is Aravalo. This one outside again for ball 4. None of those pitches were all that far off the plate. Kind of borderline pitches, relatively close to the outside corner. But you could tell that were most likely going to be called balls. Interesting how all 4 seemed to be out there, and Gatewood was content to just let them all go by. As Brandon Riley steps in. These Indigenous Heritage unis, these alternates, man, they really are sweet looking. Touched on it in the open. Cool looking uniforms. Ground ball to the right of second. Atwood has it go under his glove. Everybody's going to be safe. Right when you thought the Voyagers were maybe going to be able to turn 2, the ground ball just to the right of the second base bag goes under Atwood's glove. That's a huge play. Instead of potentially seeing 2 outs and the base is empty, now there are 2 on with nobody out. Stepping into the box now will be Henderson Perez. And obviously we're still pretty early on here in the bottom of the second inning with a 2-1 lead for the Voyagers. But that play right there, that might be a play we look at when things are all said and done with this ball game. Henderson Perez will now step in with 2 runners on. Aravalo throws. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball, no strike count. Probably actually not a fastball from Aravalo. More likely a changeup with the velocity coming in. 1 ball, no strike count to Perez. Here it comes. Ground ball slowly hit towards third. McCabe charging in. His only play will be to first. Throw a bit high, but Deeb is able to get to it for out number 1. So that, in essence, was more like a swing and bunt from Perez. Didn't lay down a sacrifice, but it ends up acting like a sack as both runners at first and second were able to move up. And McCabe almost fired it over Deeb's head. That was awfully close to being disaster once again. That's just out number 1. Very hot hitting Jared Akins will now jump into the box. Akins has recorded a hit in 6 consecutive games played entering tonight. First pitch to Akins. Fastball gets the call on the outside. That one looked to be well off the plate. 0-1. So all 4 pitches to Gatewood that he took for a 4-pitch walk were in basically the same spot. And they were all called balls, but that one was called a strike with Akins in the box. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Pitch on the outer half. Akins felt like he probably had to chase it because the previous pitch was called a strike. So now the count quickly 0-2. That's where it makes it so frustrating if you're a batter like Akins in the box. He's going to have to shake it off in an 0-2 count. 2-1 game, 2 runners in scoring position. The pitch. Aravalo misses the outside, makes the count a ball and 2 strikes. And if you're Aravalo, why not just go right back out there? Try to get Akins to chase again. Got plenty of count leverage still. First base open, 2-1 lead for the Voyagers here in the bottom of the second, maybe not for long. Akins waiting on Aravalo. Here comes the 1-2. This one a ground ball foul on the first base side, stays alive. Does Akins. Akins touched on his recent success swinging the bat. It's been outstanding last week and a half or so. Seen his batting average jump up now, second on the team in batting average, trailing Lamar Sparks. He's at .395 entering this at-bat. The 1-2 pitch from Aravalo, swinging a slowly hit grounder, foul, first base side again. Akins 5 RBIs on the year, has a couple of home runs, one in this ballpark, the other coming at Dealer Park in Billings, and that twin bill on Monday. The 1-2 pitch, line drive, left center field. Well hit. Moving over is Malik. On the move, he's going to make the catch on the run. However, plenty deep enough to score Nick Gatewood from third. He scores easily, standing up. So a productive at-bat for Jared Akins, a sac fly into left center field, has tied the game at 2. Well hit into the gap. Malik did a good job getting a jump on that ball to be able to make the catch on the move to keep that from getting down for a 2 RBI double. But still, the Paddleheads will take it as they have knotted up this game at 2 apiece. And a good answer from Missoula. Things were not going the Paddleheads' way early on in that first. Some sloppy baseball with the stolen bases from the Voyagers in that first inning. They're able to shake it off in the next 2. Here's Kevin Watley, who takes a fastball. Looked to be off the plate again, but was called a strike. 0-1 the count. And what makes that more frustrating than anything else is that, touched on it with Gatewood in the box, that pitch was being called a ball. 0-1 from Aravalo. This one skied into shallow right center field. Should be easy for Colbush coming in, and he makes the catch in shallow right center to retire the side here in the second. So Watley down for the second time, continues to struggle in this series. Now 0 for 11 in this 3-game set. But the Paddleheads, behind a sac fly from Jared Akins, tie the game at 2. We're headed to the 3rd inning on ESPN Radio, 102.9 and GoPaddleheads.com.
There is a reason customers go back again and again to DeMorris Buick GMC Mercedes, Missoula's most trusted dealership and proud sponsor of Missoula PaddleHeads baseball. DeMorris high-end service shop is unmatched in diagnostics, diesel maintenance, and repair, serving generations of satisfied customers. DeMorris Buick GMC Mercedes is your area Sprinter van headquarters for the Montana outdoor lifestyle. Check out demorris.com for new and pre-owned inventory or stop by 3115 West Broadway.
Keep your rig sparkling clean all summer long at Dazzler's Car Wash. Colton Waters from ESPN Missoula here with standout for his linebacker, Marcus Relma.
What's up, Missoula? Do you know that just for $31 a month, you can get unlimited car washes at Dazzler's? Download the new Dazzler's app, and for just as little as $31 a month, you can get unlimited car washes. You can even put 2 vehicles on the same account and get the second rig 50% off.
Keep your rig in top-notch condition all summer long. Unlimited car washes starting at $31 a month at Dazzler's.
Soccer, beautiful game, the most popular sport in the world. Whatever you call it, we're talking about it on Soccer and Snow and Smoke, the new podcast from ESPN Missoula. Join me, Andrew Hopkins, as I examine football at all levels, from the Bozeman Club and high school scene in Missoula to the defending Big Sky Conference champion Montana Grizzlies to the great leagues of Europe. Find Soccer and Snow and Smoke wherever you get your podcasts, and listen to the 315 segment twice a month on the Lions Network.
Return to Paddlehead Play-by-Play on ESPN
Left
Radio.
fielder number 19, Jake Malik.
The number 9 hitter in the order for the Great Falls Voyagers will step into the box to begin the top of the 3rd. Will be Jake Malik getting things started against Croson. Left-handed batter facing the southpaw Croson on the mound. First pitch, fastball, knee-high, strike. Makes the count 0-1. That's where the Oregon native Croson has to live. Knee-high with the heat, get ahead 0-1. If he can keep doing that, he'll have a good night. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball off the plate away, evens up the count at a ball and a strike. Malik, Braden Daniel, and Miles McKissick, 9-1-2 this half inning for the Voyagers in a tie game, 2-2. 1-1 pitch to Jake Malik, outside, way outside. As that breaker sees Perez slide to the left. 2-1 the count now to Jake Malik. Second start in the series for Malik, overall average at 273. Entering this at-bat, took an 0 for 5 last night. The 2-1 pitch, this one line but foul, straight back. Count now evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. After the ball game tonight, the Paddleheads will hit the road. We'll head to Flathead Field for the first time here in 2022. First time in the history of the franchise as well. Brand new ballpark over there in the Flathead area in between Kalispell and Whitefish. The The 2-2 pitch to Malik is in the dirt. Full count now. So that will be fun. I was on earlier this afternoon on Nuanez Now, ESPN Radio's daily sports talk show that runs from 4 to 6, Monday through Friday. Colter Nuanez does a great job. Was on the show with him earlier this afternoon. The payoff pitch on the way is grounded foul, first base side. Touched on it with him that it's actually the first turf field in the history of the Pioneers. So that's something a little bit different. And I would think that a turf field would be a good call in Montana, especially with high school baseball being introduced in the state. Be playing earlier in the spring. The payoff is a hit batsman as Malik is hit with a fastball on the inside. Tried to come in with heat, just missed a little bit too far in. Looks like Malik is shaken up a bit as well. Malik looks to be all right. The training staff's going to go out and look at Malik just to be safe. Looks like they're looking at his right elbow where he was struck. He did have protective gear on, protective guard around that elbow area that took the brunt of that strike from Croson. The training staff, Tommy Thompson, the manager of the Voyagers, also out there to check on Malik. Looks like Malik is all right. He will stride up to first base, having reached base on a hit batsman. That's been a problem first 3 innings. Third time now we've seen the leadoff man get on base to start a frame. Braden Daniel will now step in. Another instance, ground ball could mean a double play. Croson's already induced 2 of those. First pitch to Daniel. Sinking fastball, strike. Inner half makes the count 0-1. Tie game. Paddleheads have tallied now runs in consecutive innings in the first and second. Both for the Voyagers came in the first. The 0-1 to Daniel. Fastball, good spot again. Strike 2. Right at the knees on the inside. Count quickly 0-2 on Braden Daniel, who reached on a slow rolling infield single, went over the top of the mound. McLean O'Connor, the second baseman at the time, made a throw but couldn't get it over there in time. This one grounded slowly foul. As Daniel was out in front of that breaking ball in an 0-2 pitch, but was able to spoil it foul over towards the coach's box on the third base side. Miles McKissick to follow this half inning. Rubber match of a 3-game set. Paddleheads trying to win their first series against the Voyagers here in 2022. The 0-2 pitch, ground ball, foul. Again on the left side. Nice crowd on hand for the Indigenous celebration here at the ballpark. That pregame ceremony with the pregame entry, that was so cool. Also had the drum contingent bring the Paddleheads on the field as well. I understand was a war chant as the Paddleheads came onto the field. That was awesome to watch as the 0-2 was in the dirt. Runner kind of caught up between first and second. Perez throws to second, and Atwood is going to be not tagged out. Made it back to first base. Jason Newman can't believe it. He believed that said Atwood, it was Malik on the bases. He got kind of caught up between first and second. Perez, when sprinting out towards him on the bases, made a throw to Anders Green near the second base bag and then had him in a rundown. Looks like they were going to be able to get that out on the bases. Paddleheads were going to get a break, but somehow, apparently, Malik was able to retreat back to the bag without getting tagged. Michael Schlack is out to argue the call. Jason Newman believes that it was Anders Green that came from behind and I believe laid a tag down. So Michael Schlack out to have a word with the umpires. We'll see if he will be able to get the umps to come together to talk about the call. But Michael Schlack having a very animated discussion. Looks like Schlack has just been ejected as well. So Michael Schlack out to talk about that call on the bases at first and second. It was a big call, considering instead of seeing that leadoff man get taken off the bases, getting picked off, instead now he's still safe at first. And it looks like it's going to be an early exit for Michael Schlack as well, who will get walked off the field. So Braden Daniel in the box. Michael Schlack will get a nice round of applause as he heads back into the dugout. So we'll get ready to continue action here. So Michael Schlack will exit stage left, head back up towards the clubhouse on the third base side of the field. We'll get ready to resume action here momentarily after Schlack makes his exit. And Braden Daniel will continue the at-bat. It is still a 1-2 count. Jason Newman also still having a word with the umpire on the first base side. Again, argument was in a rundown with Jake Malik on the bases. Paddleheads believe that they were able to lay a tag down on Malik. The umpires didn't see it that way. Action will continue with Daniel back into the box in a 1-2 count with nobody out in the top of the third. The pitch on the way, skied foul down the right field line. Count still a ball and 2 strikes on the Voyagers leadoff hitter. Seems like Croson sets. Pitch to Daniel. This one grounded foul at the plate off of Daniel's front foot. In this instance, his front foot is left foot. See Daniel take quite a bit of at-bats from the left side in this series, but Daniel being a switch hitter facing the left-hand Croson, batting from the right side. Ball and 2 strikes the count. 2 runs on 3 hits early on for the Voyagers. 2 runs on 2 hits for Missoula. One and 2 the count to Daniel. Croson set below the belt. Here it comes. Breaking ball. This one fouled off to the right. Curveball from Croson keeps the count at 1 and 2. Looked like Daniel was out in front of it. He's been out in front of the off speed from Croson a few times in this at bat, but has done enough to spoil him to stay alive. A ball and 2 strikes the count to Braden Daniel. Target in from Perez. Runner takes off. This one fouled off to the right. So Malik will have to retreat back to first base. And just to reiterate also, remember Anders Green now at second. Came in after the injury to McLean O'Connor, rounding third base in the first. 1 and 2 to Braden Daniel. Pitch from Croson, a breaking ball, laced foul up the third base side. Goes on to that grassy knoll. A lot of competition for foul balls on that grassy hill beyond the bullpen fence tonight. Lots of kids running around out there. And if you bring a foul ball back, it can be worth your while. Bring it to guest services at the ballpark. Get admitted to the fun zone. That sounds awesome. 1-2 pitches inside to Daniel. Almost hit him. 2 and 2 count. It's one of those. It was a pitch on the inner half. Braden Daniel almost looked content to let that one strike off his left leg. Croson, snap throw to first, chases Malik back to the bag. 2-2 is the count to Braden Daniel, battling up there in this AB, fouling off a number of pitches with 2 strikes. The pitch, taken low for ball 3. Fastball missed low from Croson. Now the count is full with nobody out. After the hit batsman to start the inning, Daniel a chance to reach base to really try to set the Voyagers up in this half frame to try to regain the lead. Big pitch here, 3-2 with nobody out. Runner goes. Croson's got him picked off. Throw from Newman, back to Watley at first, and they got him. Nicely done by Croson. Was anticipating that the runner would be off on the pitch, threw behind the runner. Runner Malik was on the move on first movement. Touched on the Paddleheads. Had a gripe with Malik not getting picked off earlier in this at-bat. And with it being an NBA Finals night, we'll use a baseball term. Ball don't lie. 3-2 the count now with a runner not on the bases. The pitch to Daniel. Breaking ball, ball 4 off the plate. So that's now an even more important sequence. Getting a runner picked off is instead of seeing 2 runners on and nobody out, now just Braden Daniel on at first. As Braden Daniel just continues to be a thorn in the side of the Paddleheads. Just seems to always be on base. It's like a little gnat, just kind of nipping at you all the time. As Miles McKissick stands in, he takes an off-speed pitch for a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Touched on the fastball success for Croson earlier in the count. That time flopped over a breaking ball to jump ahead. But that's what the fastball will set up. The 0-1 is on its way. Fastball missing up high. Evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Because if you have good fastball command early in the count, you'll get hitters sitting on that pitch. Gives you the ability to sneak over a hook every now and again to do the same thing to steal strike 1. That just keeps the hitters guessing. 1-1 pitches a ground ball to Watley at short, flips to Green at second for 1, on to first. Another double play. Third double play induced by Croson on the mound, and the Voyagers are turned away here in the 3rd inning. Score 2-1, or excuse me, 2-2. Tie game as we head to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Tight matchup in a rubber match. We got some good baseball coming up.
We are going to play an indigenous game called
O'Connor rounding third came in kind of slow as the 0-1 finds the outside again, makes the count 0-2. That spot on the outside just has been inconsistent all night, at least to this point. Sometimes called a strike, sometimes not. 0-2 with one out. Pitch to Anders Green as a line drive up the middle. This one's going to get down in front of Braden Daniel. Base hit for Anders Green. Nice swing for Green there. And especially in an 0-2 count, not trying to do too much. Got a pitch he could handle on the outside, barreled it up, sent it right back where it came from. As that puts a runner on in front of Jason Newman. Newman roasted a ball up the middle in his last at-bat, an RBI single that cut the Voyager advantage at the time to 2-1. Missoula would tie the game in the second inning. First pitch to Newman is a ball hit, little bloop, center field. Braden Daniel coming in, lays out, and makes the catch. Laying out to a full dive in center field. Taking a hit away from Newman. Nice play by Braden Daniel, the center fielder, to record the second out of the inning. What a series Braden Daniel is having. Touched on all the success at the plate, seen steal bases, and now a great defensive play, laying out in center. Taking a hit away from Jason Newman. Voyagers still not out of this inning, though, as Lamar Sparks will step in with still a man on at first. Aravalo deals. This one a high pop-up into shallow right field. Won't even make it into the outfield as Atwood waits for it on the infield grass, and he puts it away for out number 3. So a base hit for Anders Green, but that's it in this half inning for the Missoula Paddleheads. We are through 3 complete. Score is 2-2, headed to the 4th inning.
I am Jeff Laporte, an orthopedic surgeon and the medical director of the Missoula Bone and Joint Surgery Center. I'm here to welcome you to our new state-of-the-art facility in Missoula, Montana. Since we opened, the feedback from our patients has been very positive. Our goal was to build a facility that helps us provide the best surgical services by increasing access to patient care and also providing high-quality orthopedic surgical services. In addition to the usual outpatient procedures we have done for years, we can also offer joint replacement surgery and spine surgery with the option of an overnight stay. Research shows that patients' outcomes are better if they return home soon after surgery. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons, anesthesiologists, and support personnel are committed to providing the highest quality of care at our new state-of-the-art facility at Missoula Bone and Joint Surgery Center.
Missoula Bone and Joint. Quality care from people who care.
On the video board right now, you can scan it and download.
But Paddlehead's next homestand, a couple of fun nights lined up. Sandlot night and Star Wars night. We'll touch on what's going on at the yard next homestand as the night goes on, as Andy Atwood steps into the box. First pitch, a breaking ball off the plate, 1-0. So the 3-4-5 hitters coming up for Great Falls in this half inning with Atwood in the box now. 1-0 delivery on its way. Another curveball, strike on the outside corner. Even count, a ball and a strike. Atwood, Michael Deeb, Colin Runge, 3 batters. It was Atwood getting Great Falls on the board In the first inning, an RBI single. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball skied into right field. Pretty well hit. Drifting back is Jared Akins near the warning track. He's got enough room to reach up and make the catch for out number 1. Anytime you see a ball go up high in the air into right field, you gotta kind of hold your collective breath, so to speak. That short porch and right, just 287 down the line. But that one hung up enough for Akins to be able to make the catch for out number 1. So Croson finally keeps a leadoff man off the bases. First pitch on the way to Michael Deeb. Fastball just off the plate to make the count 1-0. A walk to Michael Deeb back in the first inning. Both Great Falls runs came in the first. The 1-0 on the way. Ground ball to the right side to Cam Thompson, who throws to first in time for out number 2. And perfect segue. Originally, when Anders Green came into the game subbing in for McLean O'Connor, he was playing second. But in this half inning, now seeing those two flip-flop positions. So now Anders Green is playing third base, and Cam Thompson is at second. Here's Colin Runge. First pitch, swing and a miss, off speed. At the knees on the outside, 0-1. So we've seen Croson go more with the breaking ball this time through in the early portions of the count. So making an adjustment mid-start is Croson, at least in this half inning. Delay, the 0-1 pitch, swing and a foul. Set a delay, Croson on that leg kick kind of paused on the mound before delivering the 0-1. Kind of a la Johnny Cueto, just without the little shimmy. Just doing that to knock hitters off as the 0-2 is up and away. That time, Croson came quickly to the plate. So maybe trying to knock a hitter off the spot for a different reason. Was delayed that time, then kind of quick pitched him on that 0-2 pitch. Funky from Croson on the mound. Tough to pick up. The 1-2 with 2 outs. There's the delay. The curve ball just misses the outside corner. Good pitch from Croson. Perfect spot in a 1-2 count. Right at the knees, close to the black. Seen that pitch get the call oftentimes. Not there. 2-2 with 2 out, bases empty to Runge. Tie game at 2. Croson throws. Fastball low. Makes the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fastball, a lot of movement low and in. But just broke a little bit too far down. Runge reaches Colbush would be next. Here's the payoff. Curveball misses the outside corner for ball 4. That is the 3rd walk issued by Croson on the mound. It will not be a quiet 1-2-3 frame for Croson on the mound, as Derek Colbush will get a chance to swing it with 2 outs and a man on at first.
Right fielder, number 22, Derek Colbush.
It was interesting, in 2 innings in a row, the first and the second began almost precisely the same exact way. Braden Daniel led off the first, a little nubbler as the first pitch, breaking ball, low and outside, runner taking off. Runge takes second base. So good anticipation by Runge. Pitch in the dirt, took off immediately. Perez tried to make a throw to second, but was nowhere near in time. So all of a sudden, Croson is going to have to deal with a man in scoring position in 2 outs. Voyagers looking to regain the lead here in the top of the 4th, tie game at 2. 1-0 count to Colbush. The pitch on the way is up high with a fastball. 2-0 count. And all of a sudden, Croson having trouble finding the strike zone. Inning began very quietly. 2 not particularly well hit balls and 2 quick outs, but all of a sudden now in a 2-0 count with a man at second. Pitch on the way to Colbush. Swing and a miss. Fastball. Inside makes the count 2-1. Started to touch on it. Braden Daniel, the hopper to the right of the bag at second. O'Connor, the infielder at the time, made an off-balance throw to first, trying to get the runner out. Could not get there in time as the 2-1 is fouled off to even up the count. Then when Colbush's spot came up in the second, did the same exact thing. At this high hopper to the right of the mound, Anders Green made a backhanded stop, threw to first, but not in time to get Colbush. 2-ball, 2-strike count. This the jitter inning, the top of the fourth. Fans hoping for a free cup of coffee with a strikeout. The 2-2 pitch, curveball, fly ball, center field. Drifting back a bit is Lamar Sparks. He's got plenty of time to reach up and make the play. In medium depth right field, or center field rather, for out number 3. So a 2-out walk for Croson doesn't hurt. Voyagers are kept off the board for the 3rd consecutive inning, and this game stays tied at 2, headed to the bottom.
ESPN Radio for Western Montana, KKVU HD3 Stevensville, and 102.9 FM on K275BS Missoula. This is Missoula Paddlehead Baseball on 102.9 ESPN Radio.
As we return, Nick Gatewood is going to reach on a single to left field. A diving attempt by Jake Malik in left. Thought at first that Malik made a miraculous diving stop in left center field, but he could not quite track it down. Great effort by Malik in left center as we return here on 102.9 ESPN. But Nick Gatewood picks up the base hit, reaching base for the 2nd time. The fans gotta like that, as Gatewood was the beer batter in tonight's game, so now discounted suds for the rest of the inning. Already had discounted beer thanks to the Thirsty Thursday. Now it's even cheaper yet. As Brandon Riley will jump in. First pitch to Riley is a ball hit pretty well. Left center field. Drifting back is Malik at the wall. This ball is out of here. Brandon Riley goes to the opposite field in left center. And for the 2nd time this year, the former North Carolina Tar Heel has gone yard. And he gives the Paddleheads a 4-2 advantage. Now, how cool is this? Before the game, got a chance to meet Brandon Riley's grandfather. He came all the way out from North Carolina, had that southern drawl. He came up to the booth, was very kind, shook my hand, said how much he enjoys listening to the games all the way out from North Carolina. How about that? Brandon Riley hits a home run for his grandfather. How cool. Awesome. Gotta love it. And it gives the Paddleheads the lead here in the 4th. 1-0 the count to Henderson Perez. The first pitch was way outside to the backstop. Suarevalo may be a bit shaken up after giving up the long ball. See how he reacts now. Not a guy that is known for that at all. The 1-0 pitch misses well off the plate. 2-0 count. Slider, 2-0 the count. So Riley is second homer of the year, RBI number 9 and 10 as Perez skies one down the right field line. Deep giving chase, but it's onto the party deck. And look at that! In the first row of the party deck, fan makes a barehanded catch. What a play that was. Holy moly. Barehanded, no glove, no problem. 2-1 pitch is outside to make it 3-1. That's the catch of the year for a fan in the stands. On the party deck, leaning over the railing, barehanded. 3-1 pitch is off the plate, and that's a walk to Perez. So the Paddleheads keep the line moving. 3 base runners in a row on base to start this half inning. Into the box now will be Jared Akins. But still, despite the home run from Riley, to me almost the highlight of the inning so far was that catch made by the fan in the Blackfoot party deck. What a play that was. Unbelievable. Hope they got a shot of that on the stream on GoPaddleheads.com. Tip of the cap, sir. First pitch to Jared Akins. This one's hammered, right center field. This one's headed towards the gap, and we're going to watch Akins run a while. Perez as well. He's rumbling around third. They're going to stop Akins at second. Here comes the throw. Not even close. Perez stores standing up, and that's an RBI double from Jared Akins. Second RBI of the night already for Akins. Stay hot, Jared Akins. Double number 2 on the year, and RBI number 6. Man, has he been hitting the ball well in recent games. Squared that one up into right center. That ball was just hammered on a line. See if we can find the exit velocity. Looks like 105 miles an hour coming off the bat on that double into right center field from Jared Akins. And he was a guy last year, and we had TrackMan set up as well, that got up as high as 115 miles an hour. As Kevin Watley stands in with nobody out, still in this inning. Pitch from Arevalo, changeup, swung on and missed. Down below the knees, Watley was fooled, looking for a fastball in the first pitch, swung right over the top of it. With a man in scoring position, nobody out, this is a shot for Watley to get off the schneid in this series. 0-1 pitch. Another changeup. Watley again swings right over the top of it. Same pitch, same result, same spot. Almost like Groundhog Day, minus Bill Murray. Definitely a cult classic from the 80s. 0-2 pitch from Arevalo. Grounded first base side, gloved by Deeb, who will take it to the bag himself for out number 1. Struggles for Watley just continue in this series. Was really swinging it well coming into this set of games against the Voyagers. Had the average over 300. Now 0 for 3. It's now 0 for 12 in this 3-game set. Not all lost in that spot. Ground ball on the first base side does see Akins move up to third, so that's where he stands now with only 1 out in the frame. Paddleheads looking to extend the lead. 3 runs in this inning for Missoula. First pitch to Cam Thompson is a fastball that misses off the plate. 1 ball, no strike count. Inning began with a 2-run home run from Brandon Riley to give Missoula their first advantage. Then an RBI double from Jared Akins, who stands at third with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-0 pitch to Thompson, swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch, Thompson out in front of it. Even count now, a ball and 1 strike. 6 hits for the Paddleheads compared to 3 for the Voyagers. But only 1 hit for Great Falls after the first inning. The 1-1 pitch, fastball, this one misses. They'll appeal to third, but no swing. 2-1 the count to Cam Thompson. And it was one of those instances where Thompson showed no real interest in swinging the bat, but the pitch was inside. A lot of times your body will take over. The 2-1 is a high fly ball into shallow left. Coming charging in is Malik. Going out is McKissick. It's McKissick making the catch in shallow left field for the second out of the inning. So an unproductive out with a man on at third base and 2 outs, or 1 out rather. As that records the second out of the inning. Jumping into the box now will be Anders Green.
Third baseman, number 11, Anders Green.
Anders Green, a single and a 2-strike count in his first at-bat. Back in this third inning. First pitch to Green here, almost hits him. Aravalo went with a changeup inside, almost hits Green right on the knee. 1-0 the count now to Anders Green. 2 outs, still a runner on at third. Aravalo kicks and throws. This one, fly ball, straightaway left field. Jake Malik drifting back on the warning track, reaching up, makes the catch. A few paces in front of the wall and left. That's it, that's all for this half inning. But Missoula grabs their first advantage of the night. 2-run home run from Brandon Riley and an RBI double from Jared Akins. Missoula leading now by a score of 5-2 as we head towards the 5th inning.
Western Cider. It's all about great cider, good times, and community. As the official cider of the Paddleheads, Western Cider wants to get you to the game. Stop by Western Cider on a home game day, and you can win a free pair of tickets. Join the Paddleheads enthusiasm for Western Cider on game day. Order a cider and be the first one to tell the bartender, "Go Paddleheads!" And a pair of tickets to that day's game are all yours. Western Cider, 501 North California Street. Open 4 to 8 Monday through Thursday and noon to 8 Friday through Saturday.
Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer Equipment is a local, family-owned business and proud sponsor of Missoula PaddleHeads baseball. Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer carries a wide variety of truck and trailer accessories, gooseneck and dump equipment. Anytime you want to maximize your flatbed, have hauling needs, require specialized fabrication, or need trailer repair, get the job done right. For professional advice, go to the experts at Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer Equipment, 5680 Expressway in Missoula, or check out their inventory at www.rmtte.com.
How do you define strength? Is
I don't think the trash is the prize match.
Or is it mental? Maybe it's both. Maybe it's whatever.
He's just all over.
To dig deeper, fight harder, and overcome obstacles that seem insurmountable. Discover how much stronger and more confident your children.
I don't know what's happening with this loose, guys.
This message presented
to be continued. Come on. All right, if anybody sees Paxton, yell at me. I got to get this move in order.
For your Missoula Paddleheads. Thanks for listening to Paddleheads Baseball. ESPN Missoula 102.9 FM.
The bottom third of the Great Falls Voyager order will be coming up in this half inning. See how Great Falls responds, trailing in the game for the first time here in the 5th inning. Will be Eddie McCabe leading things off, followed by Nick Emanuel and Jake Malik facing off with Croson on the mound. McCabe just waiting for the music to shut off. Here comes the first pitch. Breaking ball, lifted, right field. Pretty well hit towards the wall is Akins. He's looking up, and this ball is off the top of the wall. Akins fires it back into the infield, and McCabe slides in, feet first with a double. So that ball not hit all that hard, but that short porch and right sees that one go off the top of the wall, and McCabe has got himself a double. That ball is hit at Centene Stadium in Great Falls. That's probably a routine fly ball for Akins and right, but that's what you get sometimes with that short porch. And the Voyagers get what they look for. Leadoff base runner in scoring position right to start out the inning. First hit of the night for McCabe as well. It's Nick Emanuel now steps in, a lefty-lefty matchup. Peak to second, Croson throws. This one, knee high, called a strike. Fastball, 0-1. Nick Emanuel hit the ball hard his last at-bat, but a sliding, diving catch made by Brandon Riley ended what was the second inning. Very nice play in left. Emmanuel waits. Here it comes, 0-1 from Croson. Breaking ball, bounce towards Newman. A tough hop, handles it at first. He'll take it to the bag himself for the first out of the inning. Tough hop, an in-between hop to Newman at first. He made it look pretty easy, though, to record out number 1. McCabe does move up to third on the play. This becomes now a big at-bat for Jake Malik. Look to keep the line moving, especially with the top of the order coming up next. Paddleheads looks like defensive alignment will see the corner infielders play in at first and third. Newman in at first, parallel to the bag. Same with Anders Green at third. First pitch to Malik misses outside and a bit low. Jake Malik was hit by a pitch his last time in the box, was later picked off in the inning. That was back in the third. 1-0 is the count. Pitch from Croson. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. That one well above the belt. Malik apparently fooled. 1-1 now the count to Malik with 1 out. Paddleheads advantage at 3 at this point in the 5th. The 1-1 from Croson. Breaking ball fouled off to the left. 2-strike count. Croson, to this point, just 1 K. The outing with the runner on at third. Now would be a great time to pick up his second. 1-2, 1 out. Target from Perez looks to be away. Here it comes. Fastball missing the outside. Evens up the count. Count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Take a peek around the scoreboard and the Pioneers, see what else is going on in just a bit. Chuckers were off to a great start in the first 2 games opposite the Raptors. As this ball is shot towards the gap right center field, moving over is Akins. This one is going to get down and roll up against the wall. Malik hustling into second base. He's got a double. In to score easily from third is McCabe, and it's down to a 2-run lead. Score now 5-3. RBI double from Jake Malik, and that's exactly what the Voyagers were looking for, especially thinking about now. Here comes the top of the order. Braden Daniel into the box represents the tying run with a score now at 5-3, still in favor of Missoula. What else is new? Braden Daniel has been on base twice in the game, seemingly lived on base in this series. I guess that's the reason why, part of the reason why Missoula's having a rent problem, because Braden Daniel's just been living at Allegiance Field. First pitch on the way is down low for ball 1. He's been on base twice tonight, a walk and an infield hit. 1-0 the count, 1 out. Croson sets just below the belt. The lefty throws. Daniel hits one hard to left field. Drifting back as Brandon Riley makes the catch. Drifting towards the warning track on a line. That ball smoked by Daniel. But Brandon Riley was able to track it down for the second out of the inning. That records the second out as Miles McKissick will now jump into the box. Looks like some activity has begun in the Paddleheads bullpen as well here in the 5th as McKissick steps in. Croson ready for the first pitch. Here it comes to Miles McKissick. Breaking ball in there for strike 1 at the knees to jump ahead 0-1. Looks like it's Nathan Alexander, the tall right-hander, up and throwing. Saw him in game 1 of the series out of the bullpen. Maybe thinking about the 6th inning at this point. 0-1 with 2 outs. Pitch to McKissick. This one a pop-up. Right side, foul ground. Drifting over is Newman. Still drifting over. He reaches up, makes the catch. Over by the bullpen. Well into foul territory. And that will bring an end to the inning. So nice job by Croson being able to limit the damage in this inning. Saw the Voyagers start to build some momentum with 2 doubles in the frame. but it's just the one run for Great Falls in this inning, and Missoula still leads 5-3 as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
There is a reason customers go back again and again to DeMorris Buick GMC Mercedes, Missoula's most trusted dealership and proud sponsor of Missoula PaddleHeads baseball. DeMorris high-end service shop is unmatched in diagnostics, diesel maintenance, and repair, serving generations of satisfied customers. DeMorris Buick GMC Mercedes is your area Sprinter van headquarters for the Montana outdoor lifestyle. Check out demorris.com for new and pre-owned inventory, or stop by 3115 West Broadway.
The Well Women's Business Center is looking to fill 2 American business service positions. The Well WBC wants to help
Little Shell Band of Chippewa
while you give back to the state of Montana. Positions include community outreach coordinator and
and the
online
Crow
community.
Tribe.
Don't let a lack of professional experience of training hold you back from your honor. The Well WBC is looking for recent graduates to help build professional experience with a priority on working from home and support. Learn more online at wellwbc.org.
Make sure you guys check out the plaza. They're selling 50/50 raffle tickets funding the Missoula Project Beacon. Head on up La Plaza to get your 50/50 tickets. And we are now down to 25 minutes to bid on these jerseys that are being worn right now in the game. Just like that, of the batter, number 55, Jason Newman.
To Paddlehead Baseball on 102.9 ESPN Radio Missoula.
Jason Newman into the box, leading off what is the 5th inning, bottom of the 5th. Paddleheads lead by a pair, 5-3 the score. Aravalo still out there on the hill for Great Falls. Newman, Sparks, and then Gatewood in this half inning. Aravalo delivers the 0-1 to Newman. This ball hammered straight away left field. Forget about it. It's headed for the Clark Fork. Way out of here. Jason Newman launches another, his 7th home run of the season. And off the bat, knew it right off the crack of it. Get the Paddleheads that 4-run lead back as well. What a shot off the bat of Jason Newman. That ball traveled total of 401 feet. Exit velo 98 miles an hour. Home run number 7 on the year for Newman. As Lamar Sparks steps in. He swings, hits one off the end of the bat, dead center field. Now drifting a bit to the left is Daniel, and he puts it away. Ooh, and I think Lamar Sparks just missed that one a little bit. Just a hair off the end of the bat. And we may have almost seen back-to-back for the second night in a row. It was Sparks, O'Connor, and Newman going back-to-back-to-back last night. Home run for Newman, now 7 homers and 16 RBIs. As Gatewood swings at the first pitch, skies one into left center. Moving over is Malik and Daniel. It's Malik making the play. Medium depth left center for the second out. So after the home run to Newman, 2 swings, 2 fly balls into the outfield, and 2 outs. As Brandon Riley will step into the box.
Now batting, left fielder, number 6, Brandon
Riley. A 2-run shot in his last at bat, which gave the Paddleheads the lead back in the 4th. Part of a 3-run rally. First pitch to Riley. He swings and hits one into the outfield. This one going into shallow center. McKissick being called off by Daniel, and he makes the catch. Interesting. After that home run from Newman, 3 pitches in a row and 3 outs. And just like that, the bottom of the 5th is in the books. Missoula does pick up the run, though, to get the lead back up to 4. Score is
James Seabrook once a week on Mama's Now from 6 p.m. on ESPN 92.9 Missoula.
You're listening to Paddlehead Baseball on ESPN Missoula.
Back in here for the 6th inning. Paddleheads holds a 6-3 advantage. Sits 7-3 going to break. 6-3 is the lead for Missoula. 3-run advantage. New pitcher on the hill as well for the Paddleheads as we begin action here in the 6th. It is the tall right-hander out of Lake Jackson, Texas, Nathan Alexander. This is Alexander's 7th appearance out of the bullpen. Is tied with John LaRosa for the most appearances so far here in 2022. Numbers for Alexander: 10 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts compared to 5 walks, 9 hits allowed. 3 runs in 9 innings pitched, good for a 2.70 ERA for the right-hander Alexander. Pitched in this series, pitched in the loss on Tuesday night, pitched 2 1/3 innings, gave up 3 hits and 2 runs. He will face Andy Atwood in the middle third of the Voyagers order. 3-4-5. First pitch from Alexander, a fastball that misses in for ball 1. So Atwood, then Michael Deeb and Colin Runge in this half inning. You can close the book on the starter Croson, who made it through 5. Pitch on the way, called strike on the outside corner. Count now even at a ball and a strike to Andy Atwood. Fly ball into right field in Atwood's last at bat. 1-1 offering on the way is off the outside. Makes the count 2 balls and a strike. Voyagers cut the lead to 2 in the top of the 5th, only to watch it go right back up to 3 thanks to Jason Newman, who continues to just swing the bat extremely well. 2-1 offering from Alexander. This one is outside, makes the count 3-1. Alexander was one of the relief pitchers that really struggled with walks in that Game 1 loss. Trying to avoid one here. The 3-1 pitch is low for ball 4. Once again, the Voyagers, another leadoff man on the bases. Something they've done a very good job of doing the first 6 innings. Voyagers have now had the leadoff man on base in 5 of 6 innings to this point. The only inning where they didn't see the leadoff man get on was the 4th. First pitch to Michael Deeb is a ball hit well into right field, a base hit. Akins bobbles it a bit in right as well. He'll make a throw to third, diving in safely at third, and now moving to second is Deeb. On the throw from Akins. Trying to get a bit greedy to get that man at third base. Atwood, who took off after Akins, bobbled it in right. Now there's 2 runners on at second and third with nobody out. So that will be a base hit and an error by Akins out in the outfield. As the Voyagers are set up with 2 men on in scoring position and nobody out, and the tying run, Colin Runge will step in. Runge reached on a walk in his last at bat. Starter Croson went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs on 6 hits. First pitch on the way to Runge is low. Croson issued 3 walks, struck out just 1. But a solid outing for Croson, was able to keep this Voyager offense under control. Double play ball was big for him. This one lifted right field, pretty well hit. Akins looking up at the wall and right, and this ball is fair and gone. A 3-run blast off the bat of Colin Runge, and just like that, the Voyagers have tied the game at 6. Runge's second home run in this series, 3rd overall on the year, and just like that, the Voyagers have knotted up this game at 6 runs apiece.
Hey fans, how many of you guys went to Canby Tap House today before the game?
So this inning begins in disaster for the Paddleheads. 3 base runners in a row get non-Runji, bringing everybody home. And just like that, that 3-run lead is history. First pitch to to Derek Colbush, swing and a miss. Pitch on the outer half makes the count 0-1. And if you're Alexander on the mound now, you have to just take a deep breath and forget about all that mess. The 0-1 on the way to Colbush, swing and a miss. Fastball in the outer half makes the count 0-2. Fastball from Alexander, low 90s, 90 to 93 miles an hour. That one came in at 92. Count quickly, 0-2 on Colbush, who's hitless tonight. Does have 1 hit back in the second. 0-2. This one a broken bat right to Newman. Tough hop at first, able to handle it and takes it to the bag for out number 1. Colbush kind of hit a soft liner on that broken bat, first base side. Newman almost got eaten up by an in-between hop, but was able to stick with it, took it to the bag himself for the first out of the inning. As Eddie McCabe will now step into the box. McCabe doubled in his last at-bat. First pitch is off the end of the bat, foul. 0-1 the count. That's what the Voyagers have done so well this season offensively, seemingly striking in the blink of an eye. The 0-1 pitch with 1 out, ground ball through the right side. Green actually almost made a sliding stop. That's Thompson near second base. Thought for sure off the bat that one was going to make it through the infield on the right side. Thompson almost cut it off though, but still a base hit for McCabe. Now 2 for 3 in the game, as Nick Emanuel will step into the box with 1 out and a man on at first. So we're knotted up for the second time tonight. Both teams have led. We've seen the score now tied in 2 different instances. We battle in this rubber match. First pitch to Nick Emanuel. This a high hopper to the left of second. Watley flips to Thompson and into right field. Big play there as Eddie McCabe will advance to third with 1 out. At the worst, you're thinking there's going to be 1 out for sure at second and probably a chance for a double play as well. Instead, Watley throws it wide and everybody's safe. That will be an error on Kevin Watley, as there are runners on now at the corners and only 1 out. What a big defensive blunder that was in this half inning. That sends Malik into the box with 2 outs. Runner at third, 1 out. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch, a changeup, makes the count 0-1. Jake Malik doubled home a run in his last at-bat. 0-1. Malik waiting on Alexander. Here it comes. This one swung and a miss. Fastball blows it by Malik. Count 0-2. Malik's been on base twice. Mentioned the double was also hit by a pitch. Braden Daniel in the on-deck circle. Lead run for the Voyagers at third with 1 out here in the 6th inning. The 0-2 pitch. This one up high. Makes the count a ball and 2 strikes. There's some action rolling in the bullpen. Cody Thompson is up in this half frame. Ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Jake Malik trying to give the Voyagers the lead once again. The 1-2 pitch, fouled off to the left. It was Great Falls taking the early lead in the first inning, jumping ahead 1-0. Missoula would then score runs in the first and second to tie it, would remain tied until the 4th, when Missoula would jump ahead thanks to a 3-run rally. The 1-2 pitch is down below the knees. Off-speed pitch, Malik not going after it, even count now at 2. This game just feels like a rubber match. Both teams battling back and forth. Battle of 2 of the top teams, the North, here in the first half. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Off speed, off the plate away. Malik probably just chased ball 3 out of the zone, but Alexander will take it because that's a big second out.
Hey guys, only 10 minutes left to place those bids.
Braden Daniel will now jump into the box.
Place those bids now.
Almost fitting that Alexander will have to go through Daniel. He's been such a big part of the offense to this point for Great Falls. in this series. It's 1 for 2, hit the ball hard in his last at-bat, but Brandon Riley able to track it down in left field as Daniel swings and spoils this one foul. Daniel hitting from the left side in this at-bat. First 3 ABs tonight came from the right side, opposite the southpaw Croson. Thanks to Colin Runge in this inning, though, the Voyagers have knotted the game up at 3, looking for more with still runners on at the corners here in the top of the 6th. Count 0-1, pitch from Alexander. This one grounded hard but foul, first base side. Oh and 2, now the count to Braden Daniel, so Alexander in the driver's seat. But we've seen Daniel get tough in these 2-strike counts, fouling off pitches just to stay alive. Who will win this battle? Big spot here in the 6th. Alexander delivers the 0-2, fastball high, not close, 1 and 2. Kind of a wasted pitch in that instance. Not so much the idea of an elevated fastball in a 2-strike count, but if you're going to throw one up, don't want to miss that far up. 1 and 2, 2 away. It would be McKissick hitting next if Braden Daniel reaches. The 1-2. Swing and a ground ball slowly hit foul, first base side. Braden Daniel a bit gimpy. That ball must have hit off the foot of Daniel. We've seen him do it a few times tonight as well. Umpires are going to give Daniel an instance to try to shake this one off. Now we'll jump back into the box from the left side. 1 and 2 with 2 outs. Paddleheads just trying to get back into the dugout. No more damage done. Pitch on the way. This one fouled back again by Daniel. Fastball on the outside. Daniel was able to get the bat on it to stay alive. Largest lead for either team was Missoula's briefly at 3 the last couple innings, but thanks to a 3-run rally, Voyagers have knotted this game up here in the 6th. 6 is all around. The 1-2 on the way is low and inside with a breaking ball. Easy take for Daniels. That one ended up almost right on top of his shoes, as the count is now evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And you almost knew that that was going to happen. Even with it going into an 0-2 count early, you just knew that Daniel would work the count and make this a tough at-bat. The 2-2 pitch, grounded sharply right to Newman, who takes it to the bag at first for out number 3. Sharp ground ball. Newman was able to corral it, and he keeps a run off the board in this half inning. But 3 runs come in to score thanks to Colin Runge. A 3-run blast ties the game at 6. But the peanut inning is coming up. We'll see if the Paddleheads can get it rolling offensively again in a tie ball game.
Hi, I'm Dave Lapham. I was motivated to have surgery because I can no longer do the things I love doing without the pain. I had a total knee joint replacement surgery, and I'm so happy with the care that I received. The surgery went so well, I was up and walking within a few hours and went home the next morning. I would recommend Missoula Bone and Joint to anybody who wants to keep being active without the constant pain. I loved having surgery at an outpatient setting so I could recover at home, and I can't wait to get back to my outdoor activities.
peanut inning about to begin. Henderson Perez will bat first. Aravalo still out there for Great Falls to begin the 6th inning. First pitch on the way is up and in.
When I say P, you say nuts. P! P! P!
1-0 to Perez. Pitch from Aravalo, slowly grounded, foul on the first base side. So Perez, Akins, and then the top of the order in this half inning. 8-9-1 spots in a tie game in the 6th. 1-1. Perez waiting. He's been on base once in the game, and he fouls one off to the right on the 1-1 pitch to make the count a ball and 2 strikes.
P, 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 P.
How do you not love the peanut inning? 1-2 to Perez. Here it comes. This one a shot, left field. Drifting back is Malik. At the wall, looking up. It's gone! Henderson Perez leads off the 6th inning with his first home run of the year, and the Paddleheads have got the lead back. Sammy B's digging it. Peanuts for everybody. And the Paddleheads lead 7-6. The long ball has been the key tonight for the Missoula offense. First home run of the year for Perez and his 4th RBI.
That was nuts!
Indeed, Sammy B, that was nuts. As Jared Akins will step into the box. Jason Newman, Brandon Riley, and now Henderson Perez have all left the yard tonight opposite Aravalo. First pitch to Akins was a ball. The 1-0 on the way. Swing and a miss. Looked like a changeup on the inside. Count now evened up. Jared Akins has got 2 RBIs. 1 for 1. He doubled home a run in his last at-bat. The 1-1 pitch off the plate away. Makes the count 2 balls and a strike. Aravalo trying to go back to the changeup. There's finally now some action going in that Voyager bullpen down the right field line. 2-1 pitch from Aravalo is skied down the left field line. This one hooks out of play. But this instance right here points towards what we've been talking about this whole series with the Voyagers. An issue they have is the lack of depth in their bullpen. You would think in many instances, team normally would have the starter out of the game. Missoula hitting him pretty good through 5 innings. The 2-2 to Jared Akins is fouled straight back to keep the count at 2-2. But maybe because of a lack of depth, Tommy Thompson feels his best option is to stick with Aravalo, despite him giving up 6 runs coming into this 6th inning. 2-2, pitch to Akins, low and inside, fills up the count. But touched on it, finally some bullpen activity starting in this half inning. Anthony Becerra, we saw earlier in this series, is getting loose. The payoff, ground ball, foul on the first base side. Count remains full, and one interesting note, looking at TrackMan, Aravalo is yet to throw a fastball in this inning. It's been all off speed to these Paddlehead hitters. Interesting. 3-2, here it comes. There's finally a fastball and a fly ball into dead center field. As moving a bit to the left is Daniel, he puts it away for out number 1. First out recorded in this half as Akins is set down for the first time in the game. That will send Kevin Watley into the box. Watley, I'm sure, would love to just see one hit on the box score. after being in a rough go in these last 3 games. Sometimes all it takes is one swing to get you going. First pitch to Watley actually squares to bunt and takes one inside. Well, there's one way to try to get the hit column for a series when you're struggling. I've seen Watley try to lay down drag bunts a few different times, trying to keep the defense napping. Catch the defense napping, rather. Eddie McCabe's going to respect it, plays in a bit now at third. The 1-0 pitch to Watley is a ball hit to right field, but right to Cole Bush. In the gap in right center, puts it away for out number 2. So Watley can't buy a hit. 0 for 4 now in tonight's game. Hit one pretty well into the gap in right center, but nothing to show for it. As Cam Thompson looked to keep it going here with 2 outs here in the 6th. Henderson Perez already giving Missoula the lead back in the inning. Score now at 7-6 with 2 outs in the inning. First pitch to Cam Thompson is low for ball 1. Pitch to Thompson, 1-0, is a high fly ball into shallow left center. McKissick, the shortstop, calling everybody off, and he will make the catch to end the 6th inning. But Missoula does get a little bit of thunder in the peanut inning. A solo home run off the bat of Henderson Perez gives Missoula the lead back at 7-6. On to the 7th we go. Paddleheads leading by 1. Year professional, very talented prospect out of the University of North Carolina. Had a career ERA in over 120 innings, just north of 3. In those 126 innings, Lancelotti finished with 129 strikeouts, mainly a bullpen pitcher while with the Tar Heels. Did make 6 starts in his collegiate career. Lancelotti, not a real big guy on the mound, 5'11", 205 pounds. This is his first appearance here in a Paddlehead uniform. Passed a physical, my understanding yesterday, just to make sure that everything was all right with him. Lancelotti suffered an injury while in college, had to get Tommy John surgery. Lancelotti announced making his pro debut. Fans give him a hand. First pitch on the way to Miles McKissick, a ball inside. 1-0. Plenty of velocity on that first pitch from Lancelotti, coming in at 94 on the gun. First pitch to McKissick, or the 0-1 to McKissick, makes the count 2-0. Pitch missing just a bit up high. So McKissick, then Atwood and Deeb. 2-3-4 in this inning, top of the 7th. Lancelotti throws the 2-0 pitch. This one a ball fouled off to the right. So Lancelotti, here you go, your pro debut. A pretty high leverage situation in the later innings. Your team leading by just 1 run. The 2-1 to Miles McKissick, swing and a miss. Nasty pitch at the knees, makes the count evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. McKissick so far hitless, 0 for 3. Lancelotti kicks and throws the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball that misses high. Full count now to Miles McKissick. McKissick to this point struck out swinging, grounded into a double play and popped up to Newman in foul territory. All 3 of those at-bats against Croson. The payoff, taken, strike 3 on the outside corner. Great pitch at the knees. That's a way to start off your professional career. Ring him up with a nasty pitch at the knees at the outside corner for out number 1. Zandy Atwood will step in. Maybe that's where the story, the professional career of Lancelotti will all begin. As Andy Atwood swings and hits one on the ground towards Thompson at second, has it all the way, throws on to Newman, 2 down in the inning. 1 pitch, and now the second out as Atwood is sent back to the dugout for the second time. Now 1 for 3 in the contest as Michael D will jump into the box with a little help from JT and in sync. Bye. Guess you could say somewhat local. Justin Timberlake. First pitch to Michael Deeb is fouled off. Fastball on the outside makes it 0-1. Justin Timberlake does spend quite a bit of time in the Bozeman area. So a few hours up the road, so does have some connections to Montana, does JT. Lancelotti looking for a quick 1-2-3 inning. The 0-1 pitch is in the dirt. Fastball with some sink on it. Makes the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Michael Deeb to this point, it's walked, singled. Advanced to second on a throwing error. His last at bat, swinging a high hopper towards second. Thompson waits for a good hop, gets it, throws to Newman. That's it, that's all for the top of the 7th inning. So Lancelotti, a quick 1-2-3 here in the 7th. Keeps the Paddleheads out in front by 1. Time to stretch here at Allegiance Field, Ogren Park. Paddleheads lead by 1. 7-6 the score. Time to stretch for the bottom of the 7th. We'll be back with more right after this.
Head up to guest services if you are the winner to claim your prize.
We now return to Paddlehead Play-by-Play on ESPN Radio.
Nice job, Lexi.
Right as we return for the bottom half of the 7th inning, Anders Green picks up his second hit of the night. Base hit right back up the middle where it came from. That will send Jason Newman into the box again. Newman, 2 hits, continuing his absolutely fabulous run at the plate, specifically in this series. A home run in his last at-bat, the 5th, also an RBI single tonight, 2 for 3. Anders Green on at first with nobody out. Aravalo still out there in the 7th. First pitch, line shot to left field. Base hit for Newman. Rocket off the bat of Jason Newman. What was the exit velo on that one? That thing was crushed. Base hit for Newman. His 3rd hit of the game. And now in this series, Newman is 9 for 13 at the plate. That is unreal. Not only that, 3 homers in this series to go along with 7 RBIs. All that in just 3 games. Catcher Emmanuel out probably to try to buy some time. But quite frankly, I don't know why you wouldn't have a reliever up and warm at this point. Aravalo's clearly been struggling last couple of frames, and now Tommy Thompson will head out to the mound, and this will most likely be a change. Surprised that Aravalo's been left out there for this long. He's been getting tagged the last couple of frames, and now he will finally depart, and looks like will be Becerra coming in out of the bullpen for Great Falls. Good start to the inning, 2 singles in a row. Paddleheads have 2 runners on with nobody out, leading 7-6. Pitching change taking place here in the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll roll on after this.
Satisfaction is guaranteed when you choose Missoula Realty. Locally owned and operated, the team at Missoula Realty has over 100 years of combined experience. As the old saying goes, it takes a village. And in this real estate market, it takes a team. See the difference a team can make. Call Missoula Realty today. Missoula Realty has a solution for every single client, from the experienced investor to the first-time homeowner. But hey, don't take our word for it. Read everything from testimonials and reviews from our past clients online at ratedagent.com. Missoula Realty, 406-549-0094. You know, winding up injured because of someone else's negligence and carelessness is pretty scary. You have a lot of questions. You're overwhelmed and wonder if you'll ever get back to normal. Well, the Advocates will answer all your questions, and they'll walk you through each step of the case so you can just focus on getting better. If you're not in the wrong, you shouldn't have to come up with a pile of money for your attorney either. So call the Advocates, because they won't charge you a dime until a fair settlement is recovered. That's right, you don't pay until they win your case. So call today, 406-640-4444.
You already know you're hungry, and I don't have to ask. I'm always hungry too, so that should come as no surprise. Each and every week on my daily radio show, The Water's Now, we're giving away all the great things for you to eat. Whether it's gift cards to Taglieri Deli, wings from the Desperado Sports Tavern in New York, or a sandwich from a six-pack of Millie's Market, tune in to The Water's Now, 406-640-4444, or go to the ESPN Radio, your chance to fill your day.
Away from your radio, stream Paddlehead Baseball live on 1029ESPN.com or on the TuneIn Radio app. Now, back to the ballpark.
Back into the ballpark, Allegiance Field, Ogren Park. Pitching change has taken place. Anthony Becerra is now the pitcher on the mound, facing Lamar Sparks with 2 runners on. This is Becerra's 7th appearance out of the bullpen, and Becerra spins and looks Anders Green back to second base. Becerra, kind of a funky left-hander on the mound. Slider with a lot of movement from the left side. First pitch on the way from Becerra is a fastball, knee-high, called a strike. Becerra, in 6 appearances, 17 and a third innings, 16 hits, 5 runs, 23 Ks. So it does have strikeout stuff. 2.60 ERA for the southpaw Becerra. Pitching from behind. Sparks waiting. Here's the 0-1. Way inside, gloved by Emmanuel evens the count at 1. He's in a tough spot. Kind of skipped in at an awkward angle to Emmanuel, who did well just to get the glove on it. That would have been big if it got by him to allow both runners to move up to second and third. The 1-1 pitch, line shot into left field. Base hit for Sparks. Anders Green had to stop in between first and second, make sure that ball got into the outfield. That ball well hit by Sparks. His first hit of the night. 3 singles in a row have loaded the bases with nobody out. That will send Nick Gatewood into the box. Becerra has faced Missoula before, a few times actually. Last pitch in game 1 of this series, pitched an inning in 2/3 as Gatewood hits a little looper, base hit into left field. Green in for sure. They're going to send in Newman, rumbling home. Here comes the throw, the tag at the plate, and Newman is out on the throw from Malik and left. So the Voyagers do get 1 out. Anders Green scores easily on the play. So the Paddleheads add on a run. The score is now 8-6. Base hit and an RBI for Gatewood, but also a 7-2 on the play if you're scoring at home. So that's going to be a tough box to fill. Just ask team owner Peter Davis, who I am assuming is listening in tonight. Peter Davis very regularly, one of the team owners of the Paddleheads, sits in the owner's box right next to me with his scorebook out. But again, that play, an RBI single and a 7-2. Here's Brandon Riley, misses down low. Check swing and appeal to third, no swing. Count now 1-0. So Missoula a little bit more separation, and 2 runners on still in this inning as well, with only 1 out. Infield in for the Voyagers across the board, with Gatewood on at second and Sparks at third. The 1-0 pitch up high with a fastball to Riley. Makes the count 2-0. Riley, a 2-run blast back in the 4th. He's 1 for 3. But 4 hits in a row in this half inning, 4 singles, have brought home 1 run to this point, looking for more. What an inning for Lancelotti in the last half, as there's that funky slider to Riley that misses low and in. All of a sudden now the count 3-0. One of those softball frisbee sliders with low amount of velocity. Reminds me a little bit of, may have some fans on the West Coast may know this name, Sergio Romo. The 3-0 on the way, slider finds the zone. Similar type of slider, doesn't come in there with a ton of velocity. Last one that came in for a strike at 72. But it's just this slurvy, funky movement. Tough to pick up, especially from that low three-quarter release. The 3-1 pitch, fastball, right on the black, strike. At the knees to make the count full. Compare that frisbee slider to 88 with the fastball. Makes it look a lot quicker coming out of his hand. Count full with 1 out. Riley trying to put the ball in play at the very least. The payoff. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Big strikeout for Becerra there to record the 2nd out of the inning. Next up will be Henderson Perez. So how big is that play at the plate now, with Newman getting thrown out at home? You'd still be thinking in this spot, even with the strikeout, just 1 out in the inning. Instead now 2 outs. They're going to need a clutch at bat here from Perez, trying to get a run in. And it looks like Missoula is set for a huge inning with 4 consecutive hits. Not lost, however. Missoula tallying a run in the frame. Lead back up to 2 at 8-6 now. First pitch to Perez, fastball way out of the zone, 1-0. Perez gave the Paddleheads the lead back in the last half inning after the Voyagers had tied it with a 3-run rally in the 6th. Solo home run to left field made the score 7-6. 1-0 delivery to Perez, way outside again. Makes the count 2-0. 2 fastballs, 2 of them way out of the zone. The first 2 pitches to Henderson Perez. Joey Lancelotti, what a great inning. His professional debut in the 7th. The 2-0 is just below the knees, makes the count 3-0. So Perez trying to reach base. Jared Akins would be next if Perez can get himself aboard. Bottom 7, 2 outs. The 3-0, not even close. 4-pitch walk to Henderson Perez. And none of those fastballs were anywhere near the strike zone. So that's something to watch, especially now with the bases loaded and 2 outs, as Jared Akins will now be the hitter. And this is just about the best guy you could have coming up to the plate in this situation, considering trends. Thinking about how well Akins has been swinging the bat in recent games, would think either him or Newman would be the best with the bases loaded. See what Akins can do in this at-bat in the 7th. First pitch is a fastball again, not even close. 1-0 the count. And if I'm Akins sitting in the box, if I get an early read on a pitch coming in that looks like a fastball, I'm letting it go by. So right now Becerra can't find it. Slider on the inside, strike on the inside corner. Even count now at a ball and a strike. See if Becerra sticks with the breaking ball. 1-1 delivery here. Check swing, a pitch on the inside. They appeal to third, no swing. 2-ball, 1 strike count. The appeal actually came from second base. Kind of fooled me at first. The home plate umpire, Miller, kind of pointed towards third base, but there was nobody there. 2-1 the count to Akins. 2 outs, bases loaded. A run in already for the Paddleheads. The 2-1, slider dribbled foul on the third base side. It was that slurvy slider coming in ever so slowly. Akins tried to wait back for it as best he could. Still seemed to be a bit out in front of it. Count now even at 2. Leading over is Becerra. He's ready. Sat at the chest. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Hey, whoa, inside. This one comes way up and into Akins. Look out. Had to duck underneath that one. Yellow got my attention too. Now it runs the count full. Becerra now in danger of walking a run in here with the bases loaded. Sparks at third, Gatewood at second, Perez at first. Big pitch here, 3-2 in the 7th. Here it is. Fastball up high for ball 4. That'll walk in a run. Scoring is Sparks on the play, and it's now a 9-6 advantage as the Paddleheads have their 3-run lead back. Akins draws the free pass. Here comes Kevin Watley. Absolutely nothing at the plate has been going right for Kevin Watley in this series. Still looking for his first hit. He's got a chance here with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Potentially break this lead open a bit. Will Watley make it a good situation? Stoppage, we're seeing Brandon Close, the pitching coach for the Voyagers, out for a visit. While we have a moment, we'll go ahead and take a look at what is going on around the Pioneer League. In action over at Melaleuca Field in Idaho Falls, the Raptors, who have lost the first 2 games of that series, are actually out in front tonight in Game 3. They lead 5-2 in the 7th. There's also a final from the Southern Division from earlier today, as Watley swings at the first pitch and skies one foul down the right field line. 0-1. Grand Junction Rockies a winner from this afternoon against the Owls, 11-5. More Southern Division action in the 7th inning. Boise and Rocky Mountain. Those two teams tied at 2 in the 7th. 0-1 pitch from Becerra outside. Fastball command just has not been there from Becerra in this inning. It's been almost reliant on the slider to try to throw strikes. He's already walked in a run, bases loaded, 2 outs. Watley waiting on the 1-1 pitch. Here it is. Way inside, almost hits Watley. Fastball not close again from Becerra. And with Becerra struggling to find it, I'm surprised that there's no bullpen activity for Great Falls. You would think with the lead sitting at 3 or pitcher struggling, it'd be red alert down there. 2-1, swing and a miss. Fastball a bit elevated. I believe Watley probably just swung at ball 3. 2 walks, 4 hits in the inning, 2 runs on the board. 3-run lead for Missoula. The 2-2. This one popped up high in the air, but foul. Off to the right towards the Blackfoot party deck. A few innings ago, weren't listening in. There was a fan standing in that Blackfoot party deck area right on the railing, made a barehanded catch. It's the fan catch of the year to this point, without a doubt. Great play. The 2-2 from Becerra, not close. Outside with a fastball, full count. Becerra in danger of walking in the 2nd run in the inning. Becerra came in for Aravalo in the inning. Just has not had it from the start. Here's another payoff. This one hammered. Left field. Malik going back at the wall. He reaches up, and this one's off the bottom of the wall. 1 run scores. 2 runs are in. Aikens scores. Watley clears the bags. Here in the bottom of the 7th. Kevin Watley. That one must have felt good. And the Paddleheads have scored 5 in the inning and have broken it open. Score is now 12-6. Sometimes all it takes is one swing to get you going. And Kevin Watley almost saw it go out of here for a grand slam. Watley, a double and 3 RBIs. And that is a huge swing here in the 7th. Bases clearing double. As Cam Thompson steps in, he takes a softball slider inside for ball 1. So the Paddleheads jump on Becerra in this half inning. 1-0. The pitch to Thompson. Way inside with a fastball. 2-0. That's been the thing with the heat from Becerra in this inning. Hasn't just been nibbling around the zone missing. His fastball hasn't even been close in this frame. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball on the inside. 2-1 count. And that fastball came in at only 84. 2-ball, 1 strike count with 2 outs. Watley at second. 5 runs in for the Paddleheads in the 7th. The 2-1 slider breaks in there on the inside corner. 2 strikes now on Thompson. So the Paddleheads have now sent everybody to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th. Thompson still looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 4. The 2-2. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Emmanuel. Strike 3, and that concludes the inning. But Missoula, an RBI single from Gatewood, walk with the bases loaded for Aikens, and then a bases clearing double for Kevin Watley, and the Paddleheads have a 6
Cody Thompson.
ESPN Radio for Western Montana. KKVU HD3 Stevensville and 102.9 FM on K275US Missoula.
Hey, this is manager Michael Schlack, and you're listening to Missoula PaddleHeads Baseball on ESPN Missoula 102.9.
Rolling you into the top of the 8th. Thanks to a 5-run rally in the bottom half of the 7th, the Paddleheads have some breathing room coming down the stretch the last couple innings. On the mound to pitch the 8th inning, we've seen him warming in the bullpen a few times, is the right-hander Cody Thompson. 6'3" on the hill, Virginia native is Thompson. Looking for a bounce-back outing. Looking back to his previous appearance on the hill, opposite these Voyagers, gave up 2 runs on 2 hits in the game last night. Still a win for Missoula. It was one of those innings where wasn't so much that he was giving up loud contact. It's kind of saw a broken bat hit in the inning. Seeing eye ground ball as well in the frame. Colin Runge will lead things off for Great Falls as Thompson delivers. Fastball with some sink for a strike on the outside part of the plate. Oof, that was nasty. At 90 miles an hour on the outside corner at the knees. Moving away from Runge, the right-handed batter. Good luck with that. Thompson delivers the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a foul. Straight back. Goes in with the fastball. So the count quickly 0-2 on Runge, who's had another solid night at the plate. A 3-run blast in the 6th inning. Tied the game at 6 for the Voyagers. But it's been 6 unanswered since then, the next 2 innings for the Paddleheads. The 0-2 pitch to Runge. Fastball just misses. Makes the count a ball and 2 strikes. Runge also walked in the 4th. Bounced into a double play in his first at-bat to end the 1st inning. 1-2 the count. Runge, Colbush to follow. Pitch on the way from Thompson. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. Blows it right by Runge for out number 1. Just some country hard ball there. No question about that. Just blows it right by him for the first out. Derek Colbush will now be the batter. A 5-run rally, the big swing from Kevin Watley. Bases clearing double. First time Paddleheads have had a hit like that this season. Base hit to clear the bags. First pitch to Derek Colbush, big swing and a miss. So far, these Great Falls hitters not picking up the fastball from Thompson. 0-1 the count. So they've been behind it to this point. 1 out in the inning. Pitch to Colbush is just inside. Looks like a changeup that time from Thompson to even up the count at 1. Right-hander hanging the arm down, looking in at Perez. He's got the sign, target away. The 1-1 offering is fouled straight back. Heat on the outside corner. 1-2 the count with 1 out. Paddleheads, after losing in game 1, trying to make it 2 straight to take 2 of 3 to win their first series of the year opposite these Voyagers. 1-2. The pitch. This one taken just inside. Fastball almost painted the inside corner for strike 3 to Colbush. Just a bit in. Count now even at 2 with the bases empty and 1 gone. The pitch is taken inside again for ball 3. Paddleheads after the game get some rest in their beds tonight. Tomorrow morning we'll hit the road to the Flathead Valley for a 3-game set opposite the Glacier Range Riders. Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, the payoff pitch is strike 3 called right down the middle. Frozen with a changeup at the knees. Colbush was fooled so badly that he started striding towards first, thinking it was ball 4. That, to me, looks like it was right down the middle. And TrackMan confirms that. Heck, that pitch was belt high, right out over the plate. So Colbush completely fooled in that instance. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts for Thompson. Bases empty. Here's Eddie McCabe. Open stance from the right. First pitch, swing and a miss. Off speed again, off the plate away, 0-1. Thompson's really mixing up the fastball and the change well in this inning, keeping these Voyagers hitters guessing. The 0-1 on the way. Fastball just misses the outside corner. Evens up the count, a ball and 1 strike. Sure, a lot of folks have been kind of scoreboard watching, kind of going back and forth. The NBA action tonight, the NBA Finals, the 1-1 pitch is down low. And if maybe you're got the DVR going, going to check out the NBA Finals after this one, maybe you want to turn your radio off. To let you know, the Golden State Warriors have done it. NBA champs again. 2-1 pitch to McCabe, swing and a foul. And me being a Bay Area guy, grew up in Northern California, that's pretty darn cool. Not going to call myself a Warriors fan, but have a lot of respect for their fan base. For the majority of my time growing up, the Warriors were cellar dwellers, not a good team at all. But night in and night out, those Bay Area fans packed the place. And they're getting rewarded with this great team they've had running since 2015. As the 2-2 pitch misses way up high to McCabe. So pretty cool story. The Warriors win the NBA Finals in 6 over the Boston Celtics. I'm sure that doesn't make Colter Nuanez too happy. No, Nuanez being the big guy working the Sportsbet Montana kiosks. No, he had that series going 7. So if you're listening, sorry, Colter. Count 3 ball, 2 strikes to McCabe with 2 gone. The pitch from Thompson, swing and a foul off.
Come on, get her done.
That championship, now the 4th for that kind of quartet of the core of the Warriors, looking at Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry. Other cool part I like about that team is that it was a homegrown built team. Yes, they brought in Kevin Durant at one point, but the core of that team, the 3-2 pitches fouled off to the right, was guys that the Warriors drafted, developed, especially this team as well. Jordan Poole, a player they drafted, was a huge player for him. Klay Thompson, of course, all the All-Stars, all about them. But even the role players, a guy like Gary Payton II was big for him coming off the bench. Great team, and the Warriors win it. So cool story from out in the Bay Area. The payoff pitch to McCabe again. Swing and a miss. Off speed, off the plate away, and Thompson strikes out the side in the 8th. We will head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Missoula cruising, up by 6. 12-6 the score. Missoula just 3 more outs to get to try to win 2 of 3 over the Voyagers.
Jersey in the auction. Right after the game, they are going to be up in the plaza underneath the white tent. You can pick up your jersey. And we just want to take a moment and thank you from the bottom of our hearts for helping us raise money for the All Nations Health Center. Just from our jersey auction, we raised over $6,700 for the All Nation Health Center. Fans, give yourself a round of applause. Thanks so much, everybody. Pick up your jerseys right after the game in the plaza.
Are you registered to vote? Have you recently moved or changed your name? A voter registration by visiting our website, SOS.gov, or by visiting the Jersey election office by noon the day before. Confirm your status on the My Voter page
Bottom half of the 8th about to begin. And you can't even call it a position player pitching alert anymore. So we've seen him too many times out there on the mound. It's because Andy Atwood has now come into the game. He is now going to pitch for Great Falls. Second appearance in this series for Atwood on the mound. Atwood, the second baseman, so we'll also see the Voyagers change up their infield a little bit. Looks like it's now Adam Oviedo on at second base. So that's the change. Oh, Atwood moves from second to pitcher, and Adam Oviedo is now into the game at second base. So the rest of the infield, the same for Great Falls, as Anders Green steps in. The Oregon native takes one off the plate away, makes the count 1-0. Green from Silverton, Oregon. 1-0 pitch on the way is inside, makes the count 2-0. I'm sure natives of the Northwest appreciate my pronunciation of the state Oregon. It's not Oregon, Oregon, as the 2-0 pitch is fouled off. It's kind of like thinking about the city of Boise, Idaho. It's not Boise, it's Boise, Idaho. Learned that the hard way last year when calling Hawks games. I'll always remember it. Sitting up there in the booth at Memorial Stadium, and the booth kind of goes right up against the back row of seats at the ballpark. The 3-1 to Anders Green is up high. That's ball 4. So a leadoff walk for Anders Green to start off the inning here in the 8th. Nice night for Anders Green. After coming out for McLean O'Connor, obviously that's not what you want to see. O'Connor's struggling with injury again, but Anders Green has been on base 3 times since coming in for O'Connor in the first. And that just gives Jason Newman another shot with a man on base. What can he do here against Atwood? First pitch is foul ball. Right side, is Fan going to make a play? This one, I heard a big thud. So looks like everybody's okay, but was hoping maybe for another chance for a Fan to make a highlight catch. You already saw the one I've touched on a few times in the Blackfoot Party Deck. Newman, 2 singles and a home run in the game. He takes one inside to even up the count at 1. Voyagers tied the game in the 6th, a 3-run home run from Runge. But Missoula after that scored 6 in a row. 1-1 pitch is grounds to the aforementioned Runge at third, throws to Oviedo at second for 1, on to first, and that's a double play. 5-4-3 goes that double play. Runge, Oviedo to Michael Deeb to record outs number 1 and 2 in the inning. So that leadoff walk wiped right off the board. And I said it the last time that saw Atwood on the mound. If he keeps getting outs, I have to think they'll have to put him out there in a more leveraged situation as Atwood leaps up and makes a stop on the mound to throw out Sparks on a high-hopping ground ball. What a stop that was by Atwood. He's having fun out there, sets the side down in order here in the bottom. And for the second night in a row, we're going to see John LaRosa take the ball. LaRosa trying to redeem himself after a rough outing last night. Saw him charged with 4 runs. It was that disastrous top of the 8th inning that saw the Voyagers fight back into it. LaRosa struggled with command. Up to that point, had been fantastic this season. See if he can redeem himself here. First pitch, fastball, misses the outside part of the plate. He will face Nick Emanuel to start the inning. So the 8-9-1 hitters for the Voyagers, who trail 12-6 to start the 9th. LaRosa, 1-0 delivery. This one swung on and missed. Plenty on that heater from LaRosa. LaRosa, fastball will sit in the mid-90s. That one at 94 on the gun. Nick Emanuel hitless tonight, 0 for 3. 1-1 from LaRosa. Swing and a ground ball, slowly hit, foul. Anders Green will touch it up, count 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the Paddleheads looking to get some momentum. Now I would think that's big, going into a road stretch. Get some good vibes going on the road. Touched on the Raptors leading the Chuckers earlier, still with the lead. They're in the 8th inning over at Melaleuca Field. Raptors lead 5-2. Other game featuring Northern Division squads sees the Range Riders battling the Mustangs. That also a rubber match. Range Riders, first win in their new ballpark last night via, I call it dinger time, a knockout. But tonight, Billings leads by 4, 8-4 the score. 2-2 pitch, pop up, left side, fair territory. Green underneath it, makes the catch. 4, out number 1. Emmanuel retired for the 4th time, was reaching for an off-speed pitch, fooled. That one from LaRosa, who was able to record out number 1. As Jake Malik is serenaded by Steve Perry coming to the plate. Of course, the Bay Area guys, gotta love that track. First pitch on the way to Jake Malik is a fastball that misses outside. 1 ball, no strike. The light going down in the city from Journey playing almost put me right back at AT&T Park in San Francisco. Or Oracle Park, I'm sorry. 1-0 pitch with 1 out is a called strike. It's kind of a running joke at that ballpark in San Francisco. It's had about 15 different names. A lot of people still call it Pac Bell Park, even though it hasn't been called that in like 15 years. It's had, I think, 5 different names. 1-1 pitch is a high fly ball into center field. Relatively shallow. Coming in a bit is Sparks into left center, and he makes the play. 2 down in the 9th. Voyagers are down to their last gasp here in the top of the 9th inning, trailing by 6. John LaRosa looking to make it a quick and quiet 9th inning. Nice work from the bullpen to this point as well, coming down the stretch. Lancelotti was great. 3 up, 3 down. Thompson, 3 up, 3 down. LaRosa looking to do the same. Here's Braden Daniel. First pitch to him. Fastball just off the plate. 1-0. Pops the mid of Perez. Wouldn't it be fitting? Daniel has been a nuisance all series. See him get the final out to win the series for Missoula. 1-0 on the way to Daniel. Strike on the outside corner with a breaking ball. Evens up the count at a ball and a strike. Braden Daniel has been on base twice, 1 for 3 overall, with an infield hit and a walk. 1-1 pitch with 2 outs. Ground ball, first base side. This one just kicks foul. Almost saw that one stay fair. Newman had gloved it behind the bag. If it did stay fair, he could have just walked over there and tapped on first to end the night. But the Voyagers now down to their last strike in the top of the 9th, trailing by 6. 1-2 the count to Braden Daniel. The pitch from LaRosa. Taken just inside, apparently, for ball 2. Nasty pitch on the inside part of the plate. And according to TrackMan, that one was right on the corner. Perfectly placed from LaRosa, didn't get the call. 2-2 with 2 outs. Daniel waits. The pitch from LaRosa misses outside with heat at 95. Full count. If Braden Daniel gets on base, we will see Miles McKissick jump into the box. Full count with 2 outs and the bases empty in the 9th. The pitch, low and in the dirt. Braden Daniel to the bitter end. Keeps being that little pest on the bases. Reaching base for the 3rd time in the game.
Number 2, Miles McKissick.
Takes me back to my childhood, thinking back to a pesky leadoff guy. Thinking about David Eckstein. Bounced around a couple different teams. World champion with both the Cardinals and the Angels. First pitch to Miles McKissick is a fastball upstairs for ball 1. And David Eckstein, for just about every game of his career that he played, he hit in the leadoff spot and was always a tough at-bat. Just this short little guy with a closed stance from the left side. 1-0 pitch on the way. Fastball at the knees, strike 1 at 95 on the inside. Nasty pitch from LaRosa. And Daniel, the way he's had success, kind of like a David Eckstein. Just every time he comes up, it's just like, oh no, here we go. You know, it's just going to be a battle every time he's in the box. 1-1 with 2 outs to McKissick. Fastball up and away. 2-1 count. McKissick's first start as a Voyager in this second stint in the professional level. Hitless 0 for 4. Mentioned he did appear as a Voyager before starting tonight, was a pinch runner. 2-1 pitch to McKissick is just low, makes the count 3-1. Pitch didn't miss by much. Once again, looks like that was right there on the inside corner. It is obviously a luxury to have that K zone from TrackMan sitting right next to you so you can see where it went in the strike zone. 3-1 pitch misses high with a fastball. 2 consecutive walks. Put 2 runners on. So LaRosa, 2 quick outs to start the inning, but 2 walks after that. We will now see Andy Atwood, the pitcher, bat for himself here. Atwood, who came in to pitch the last half inning. A scoreless 1-2-3 frame. It's just wild. We've seen Atwood pitch against Missoula now 3 times. He's pitched 5 games overall, and he's yet to give up a run. Looks like Perez is going to go out to talk with LaRosa. Paddleheads just trying to get that last out, send the fans home happy on an Indigenous night. Paddleheads will hit the road for a while after this game. LaRosa ready to deliver the first pitch to Andy Atwood. In a 12-6 game, the first pitch is outside for ball 1. Andy Atwood got the Voyagers on the board first, part of a 2-run rally in the first inning. Great Falls led early. Paddleheads scored in the first and second to knot it up. That was the only time the Voyagers led. 1-0 pitch, fouled away down the right field line. Evens up the count at 1. Missoula then led by 3 in the third. Brandon Riley, a 2-run blast, gave the Paddleheads the advantage. Voyagers did battle back in innings 5 and 6 to tie the game at 6, but that was the last time they were on the board. 1-1 pitch to Atwood. Swing and a miss. Off speed, was out in front of that one. That was low and off the plate. Voyagers once again down to their last strike. 2 outs, 2 runners on. La Rosa just looking to pour one more in to wrap up the series victory. Atwood waving the bat around. La Rosa peek back to second. The 1-2 pitch is just below the knees to even up the count. Michael Deeb would hit next if Atwood gets aboard. Runner at second is Braden Daniel with McKissick at first. 2-ball, 2-strike count to Andy Atwood. La Rosa throws. This one again fouled off to the right. That one, highest we've seen on the gun from La Rosa. That one was at 96 miles an hour. Fastball on the inside. Atwood was able to stay on it to foul it away. The cowbell's rolling. Got a fever. 2-2 with 2 outs. La Rosa delivers again. Inside, and it gets by Perez. I believe it hit Atwood also. Yes, it did, as Atwood will stride up to first base. A hit batsman loads the bases. So La Rosa once again running into some control issues. And acting manager Jeff Lyle will head out to the mound to talk with La Rosa. Remember, it was Michael Schlack getting ejected earlier, so that's why Jeff Lyle is taking the team home. To Schlack's credit for getting ejected, he was arguing a call on a rundown involving Andy Atwood, who stands at first. Sure looked like Paddleheads laid down a tag on Atwood, who looked to be picked off. They called him safe. Schlack went out to have a word, and sometimes that's just how it goes. Jeff Lyle headed back to the dugout after the conference with La Rosa. La Rosa just trying to get that last out. It's been elusive. 2 very quick outs to start the frame, but then 3 walks in a row. Or excuse me, 2 walks and a hit batter. Michael Deeb now into the box, first pitch. Line drive out towards short, off the glove of Watley and into left center field. This is going to bring in a pair, as both as both McKissick and Daniels score on the plate. It's now a 4-run lead for Great Falls. Now a 12-8 game.
Now batting number 23, Riley.
So a 2 RBI single from Michael Deeb. First hit of the night for Deeb. 2 RBIs brings his total now to 15 on the year, as Colin Runge will be the hitter. Or no, actually a pinch hitter has stepped into the box. Riley Jepson has grabbed a bat. Batting for Runge here in this half inning. So Jepson gets a shot here in the 9th. First pitch from La Rosa, foul. Fastball knee high on the outer half makes the count 0-1. So Riley Jepson not in the starting lineup. One of the Pioneer League's top hitters in terms of batting average. Voyagers up against the brink, but trying to keep it going here with 2 outs in the 9th. 2 runs in, now down to a 4-run lead for Missoula. The 0-1 is to the backstop, over the glove of Perez. That moves the runners up to second and third. Riley Jepson, .423 batting average and 71 at-bats. Incredible for Jepson. On base percentage, over 500, 528. Go along with that batting average. Jepson, coming into the series, led the Pioneer League in batting average, now 3rd in the league. Missoula has done a pretty good job against Jepson in the series. 1-1 pitch, ground ball to the left of second. Watley waits for a good hop. He gets it, throws to first high, but Newman keeps his back foot on the bag. And that is your ball game. Paddleheads made it interesting a bit, but they get that second win they're looking for in this series. And on Indigenous Heritage Night, the Paddleheads take 2 of 3 over the Great Falls Voyagers. A big win for Missoula as we get set to head on the road. Paddleheads win 12-8. Back to wrap it up after this.
After growing up in Billings, my professional broadcasting career introduced me to many NFL players, and I was